Okay, in my continuing process for recording lecture videos for this class update, I decided since this essay requires a survey and in turn the creation of a chart that I would look up some information on how to create a chart in Excel. I'm not really an Excel person. I typically use tables in Word, but I think Excel has some benefits, particularly in that you can take data that you have collected from a survey, which, as I said, this requires a survey, and you can create different sorts of charts like column, line, pie, bar, area, and charts have a tendency of catching a reader's eye. This also gives you an opportunity to practice citing figures. We talked a bit about that in another video. And I'm going to talk again about that in this video if given time. So this website here, Excel Easy, gives tutorials on Excel and how to use it uh, and its different features. So here we're going to start with creating a simple chart. To create a line chart, we're going to just create a line chart, execute the following steps, select the range A1 through D7. So we're going to fill in the information exactly as they have here. I'm going to shrink this down so it's a bit easier to fill in month bears. Now you might, as I said, your data is going to be different. You may have to create multiple charts to illustrate your data. Dolphins and whales. That automatic full page there is a bit frustrating on Windows 7. Now that I've got a Mac that doesn't do that. Okay, let's see. Dolphins, whales. Then we're going to put in the months January, February, March, April, May, and we lost some months somewhere along the way. Let's do this again. February, March, April, May, June. Then we're going to put in this data. $87, 137, 116. Now I have no idea what this data means. I'm just entering it to illustrate for you this process. So I've got this data that I need to compile into a chart, and it begins with the entry of the data into a template. A blank workbook is what it would be called. Okay, so we've done that. On the Insert tab, then we're going to pick the Charts group. So we have the different charts here. We're going to pick the line chart, and then we're going to select a line with markers. Looks like we're not given that option in this version of Microsoft Word. Select, maybe it's because I don't have this all highlighted. There we go. So we have this chart now. We need to enter a title. Let's see here. We can change the chart type easily. Apparently, we can go in and we can go back to Insert. We can select a bar graph chart, so we can get different sorts of charts. We can switch the row and the column, select the chart, and on the Design tab, switch row and column, and we get information that looks like this. So there's different ways of switching it around. We're going to select the chart tools, contextual tabs chart. So here we need to select the chart, and we're going to select chart, maybe chart layout. They changed some of the information here. Let's select that layout, and let's see if we can come up, if they'll give us a title option somewhere. We're going to add a title. We're going to say animal attacks, just for fun. And it'll enter the data there. We want to select the legends. You can go to Chart Tools and select again Layout, which apparently Layout is over here now. And you would select one that had the legends at the bottom. There's different ways of looking at this. There you go. You can select your data labels. So that's under layout as well, which again in the latest version is going to be here. And you can select how you label your data based on their different options, it looks like. So they've made it a little easier, I think. Now the next part of that is you have a link in the website here that follows on how to save this as an image. So saving an Excel chart as an image file. If we want to export a chart or a spreadsheet or use the image in another application, like embedding it in a Word document, our PowerPoint slide, we'd simply copy and paste into our own Word document. And then we'd, of course, adjust accordingly. Now, since this is a chart we created, we would have to put in data sort of along the lines of, let me get the Writing Matters textbook, because even though I recommended it, it's not required of you. And you could search for this on Allen Purdue, but if you have the Writing Matters textbook, it might be easier actually to find this quickly. So we're going to look in the MLA section. Even though it's out of date, I think this is still fairly common. And I'm actually going to go straight to the model essay that's in here. There's a model essay which has images in it, and I'm going to use that to do my in-text citation. And there you go. Now you have your basic survey. So you would type your essay would still appear around this, but now you could refer to the survey as you are, the chart as you are writing, and refer specifically to that data. Now how this appears in your works cited page, we're going to look up now. Citing a survey, self-created survey in MLA. So in your works cited page, it follows very much the same sort of structure that you would have in your for an interview. So we scroll down here, works cited page, rather Michael italicize animal attacks, and then we look at this model again. We have here survey, through 14 June 2016. That's all there is to it. That's all you have to do to include the survey. Of course, you would refer back to it in your essay as you are writing. I'm going to save this template as always so that you can access it. And I'm going to save this one. And upload them for you. So you can practice and creating your own. So you'll have these two documents to work with when building your paper. I hope that this tutorial helps. And